All I'm asking is Mr. Obama to do what every other president has ever been required to do, which is prove that he was indeed a natural-born citizen.
This is Gary Kreep speaking with KPBS in 2012, shortly after his election. Kreep was active in the birther movement, which spread the false claim that President Barack Obama was not born in the United States.
Every other president has done it. Mr. Obama is the first one to refuse to prove it. And that's his decision, but he's the one that's made the issue.
Of course, President Obama was born in Hawaii, and more than a year before this interview took place, Hawaii had already released his long-form birth certificate. Kreep nonetheless continued to use the issue to raise money for his conservative legal foundation. That campaigning against Obama's re-election while Kreep was also running for judge was part of why the state's Commission on Judicial Performance issued him a severe public censure. That censure is 67 pages long. The commission found Kreep misrepresented his resume on his website and campaign finance documents. He also made inappropriate comments from the bench, like commenting on the attractiveness of attorneys in his courtroom, implying a deputy city attorney was a prostitute, and asking a woman charged with prostitution, quote, "Is it you like the money or just like the action?" The commission's reprimand is its most serious punishment short of removal from the bench.
I can confirm for you that Judge Kreep was one of the candidates that was indeed evaluated under our process this year. Judge Kreep did receive a lacking qualification evaluation.
Kristen Rizzo is president of the San Diego County Bar Association. Every time there's a contested judicial election, the Bar Association evaluates the candidate's qualifications. Kreep is the only candidate in this race that the association found lacking qualifications. Kreep voluntarily participated in the evaluation process. Rizzo says his interview with the association is confidential.
But what I can say is, again, the factors that the committee uses to evaluate are used across the board in their evaluation of all candidates. And so the process is meant to be objective as possible in its evaluation system.
Kreep doesn't appear to have a campaign website, but he is endorsed by the San Diego County Republican Party. He has 4 challengers in the race. Matt Brower is a deputy district attorney. He has the backing of law enforcement unions, the county Democratic Party, and a number of Republican and Democratic elected officials. The Bar Association rated him qualified. Then there's Steve Miller, a retired federal prosecutor. He's endorsed by Garland Peed, the attorney who lost the election to Kreep in 2012. The Bar Association rated him qualified as well. Timothy Nader is a deputy in the state attorney general's office. He also has the backing of several elected officials and a handful of lawyers' clubs. The Bar Association rated him as well qualified. And there's Victor Torres, a civil rights attorney with support from several lawyers' associations and both liberal and conservative groups. He's the only candidate in the race that got the Bar Association's highest evaluation, exceptionally qualified. He's also outraised all other candidates in the race. Rizzo says the Bar Association uses 15 factors to come up with its evaluation.
The factors include, for example, judicial temperament, knowledge of the law, lack of bias and integrity, and those factors are then used to evaluate all of the candidates.
When the state commission censured Judge Kreep, it acknowledged most of his bad behavior happened either before his election or in his first year on the bench. It says he's since adjusted his behavior. If no candidate wins a majority of the vote on June 5th, the top 2 finishers will run off in November. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.